Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Brokerage Comedy Club. And keep that applause going for the big cheese of comedy, Mel Come on!
All right. How's everyone doing? Keep giving yourself a nice round of applause for coming out and supporting live comedy. Feels good, man. Just a mosaic array of people in here. Look like my family reunion. Yeah, we go from one extreme to the next, you know what I'm saying? But you know what bothers me when I get people that talk about all the famous celebrity family members they have or people they know? Shit, hell, I got famous celebrity family members. They appeared on many episodes of the Jerry Springer Show. Some on Court TV on opposing sides. Shit, hell, my family even went on Family Feud feuding with each other. Steve Harvey said they just ignorant. You know, you get these people that talk about all the shit they had while they were growing up like they were born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Hell, I grew up very poor, I'm not ashamed of it. But I was fortunate enough to have had 2 TVs. One with sound and one with picture. Hell, it would have been even more fortunate if I had them shits at the same time. You know, it's weird. You know, around the holidays, you know, I got people that live out of town, family members and stuff like that, and they like to come to New York, because New York's a big city. They want to come up for the holidays. I invite them up. They bring their own damn guests. I said, why you bring this fool? Well, he drives. I said, where this fool gonna stay? He says, your couch look nice. So I feel nice. I let him stay. And you know, I said, listen, you know, we start to get to know each other. And I said it was expensive driving to New York with all the tolls and stuff like that. He says, no, it wasn't. I just went through the lane that said easy pass, no cash. Like this shit was optional to pay. This fool. And I pulled his leg. I said, you know, they got cameras here, they want to get you and stuff. Like they said, wasn't my car. You know, yeah, the guy, you know, he's getting into my business now. You know, like I said, my family goes from one extreme to the next. And he never saw this side of the family. He says, what's your ethnic makeup? I says, ambiguous. You know, listen, my mother's from the Caribbean with Irish roots. My father is European white with deep southern black roots. I'm fucking confused. No, it's like living in an ever-evolving state of contradiction. Shit, I got rhythm, I could dance, but I can't bounce a ball and run at the same time. And ladies, I ain't quite 9 inches, but I'm more than 3. You feel me on that? How you doing? Now, I do come from a multicultural family. I have a Jewish cousin that visits us religiously every month in Brooklyn. He owned the fucking building. After the eviction, I went to the U.S. Marine Corps, and the drill instructors told us there's no whites, blacks, or yellow people in the Corps, and that we were all shades of green, like I wasn't already confused. I'm thinking to myself, what am I, camouflage? I said, at that point, I decided to be whatever suited the situation I was confronted with at the time, like a chameleon. So when I go out dancing, I am my black self. When I go for a job, hell, I'm my white self. Shit, when I took the SAT exam, I was Asian. Yeah. Thank you for appreciating my little bit. So I had to be my Pakistani self. Maybe harbor your worst enemies or some shit like that. Oh my God. Yeah, I grew up, you know, listen, I'm gonna throw a little stuff out to you. I grew up in a tough neighborhood. We had to travel in groups for protection. That's why I became a member of the light-skinned, freckle-faced gang. And think about it, nobody feared us. We're known for negotiating our way out of danger and shit, you know. But we had to, listen, we were poor, we didn't have health insurance back then. We only went to the doctor for something life-threatening like a stab or gunshot wound. And fortunate for me, I come from a household with an old-school Western imam. She had a remedy for everything. You come to her with an ailment, she starts mixing a bushing thing in the pot. Talking about, I'll fix it. I get a stuffy nose. She says, son, breathe in this steam from the boiling bushing thing. It helped. I feel better. I get a sore throat. She says, sip the tea from the boiling bushing thing. It helped. I feel better. Years go by, I raised 3 daughters of my own. I suffer from stress and anxiety. I called my mom. She said, now it's time to smoke the bush and quit. It helped. I feel better. Thank you. I'm a little old school. You know you're old school when you predate the 911 emergency number. There was no 911 when I was a kid. You had to know the number to the precinct or dial 0 for the operator. Then the operator started reading off the precinct number to you. You know what I'm saying? I said, lady, I'm bleeding out. Just connect me. She said, that'll be an additional 10 cents. Little bitch. You know, but young people, they don't know anything about that. They've grown up with things. They got smartphones. They got the internet. They play the Wii. I grew up with the basics. 2 channels on the TV, books, and a fucking slinky. So it took me a little time to learn how to navigate the computer, and the hardest thing was using the mouse, because the arrow would just bounce all over the place. And the key to this I learned is gentle precision is crucial. Problem comes in when I'm making love to my wife, she tells me to right click. If she gets too excited, she says, now double click, and then I'm fucking behind her playing the slinky again. That's some real shit. Yeah. But you know you're old school, you become a member of AARP or you develop a lot of self-doubt. You know, then, you know, you start getting, you know that? You don't know anything about that. You want him to, he grew up in my, he's a millennium child. Thank you for coming. I don't have shit for you though. I'm just kidding. You know you're old school, you become a member of AARP, or you develop a lot of self-doubt. Thank you. So you know I'm a member because I'm forgetting shit, right? You start receiving all these monthly periodicals and stuff like that you don't even want. You know? Fortunate for me, I found an affordable cell phone with the big font numbers on it. Better to see with. But the ironic thing is they had a full-page ad selling how-to sex videos to middle-aged people and senior citizens. Like we fucking forgot. Sex is like riding a bike, just going uphill get a little tougher, you know? You know, the ad goes on to say it's never too late to learn something new. The problem is half the guys reading can't get it up without the little blue pill. You know, and the demonstrating videos are entitled The Art of Oral Lovemaking. It really says that. You remember that, right? Problem is, you don't need a pill for that, but how long can you hold your breath? Oh. God damn. How you doing, sir? How you guys feeling? You're feeling good? Alright, I'm Mel Gars. This is Big Cheese Comedy. I'm the Big Cheese of comedy, baby. Yeah. You know you're old school. Like, I grew up in a time, you know how you went to school, elementary school, and they try to train you to come up to be a cop or a fireman and stuff like that? I didn't want to be any of that. I wanted to be a pimp. My name would be Smooth Mellow Mel Baby, also known as Big Daddy, Mac Daddy, and Steven. I don't know, that's for the po-po. Listen, you guys having a good time? I'm going to be back out here. I'm going to bring the next comedian up. He's a very funny friend of mine. This guy will surgically repair your funny bone. Let's give a nice warm welcome for Dr. Harry Freeman, baby.
Going for Mel Garlick, he is putting this whole thing together. And I think he's put the perfect audience together for the next show of Duck Dynasty, so I think we got the right crowd. It is a pleasure to be here. Nice to see you. I hope you're all not well. I am an actual medical doctor. I also occasionally help out as a rabbi, so I'm known to do a hell of a bris. I take half off and then I charge double. I gotta be honest with you right up front, I'm not feeling that good tonight. I just got diagnosed with bird flu, so I'm a little bit under the weather. Although technically it's not bird flu, it's just I have a large beak and a short pecker. So if I sneeze or pee, you should pretty much head for the exits. I got a lot of health problems. I have ADD and ED, so I have to concentrate really hard in order to have an erection. And then I take Flomax. When I have an erection, I have to concentrate in order not to pee. This is a nice crowd. It's a great crowd. I wish I had this many of you in my waiting room. I used to before the last indictment. Some of you guys may remember about 10 years ago, there was a doctor who carved his initials in a woman's abdomen. It was kind of famous. Remember that? Well, ever since that happened, I'm doing comedy on a full-time basis. And I feel good. I had a massage today, so I feel pretty good. Although technically it wasn't really a massage. I was actually at the airport. I got a free pat down. Been to the airport lately? You go there now, you get like an MRI, a colonoscopy, appendectomy. So now whenever I need my own personal medical exam, I go right to LaGuardia. It's like, what are you here for, a colonoscopy? That'll be Delta 645. You'll be boarding from the rear. What are you in for, erectile dysfunction? That'll be 9 o'clock. You'll be on Virgin. You'll be boarding at 9. At 10, we'll see if you can try to get off. What are you here for, crabs and body odor? That'll be 11:30. You'll be on Air France. They're not here. You can pretty much feel safe talking about them. So I'm happy to be out of my house. I have a 21-year-old son-in-law who's finishing puberty at the same time my wife is going through menopause. So he's trying to grow a mustache. She just finished shaving a beard. You know, it's like having a kid. My kid, it's tough. It's not easy. I have a friend who was a kid my son's age. He always thought it was okay to hit his kid, which bothered me because I never hit my kid. So if my kid did something wrong, I hit my friend's kid too. I see a lot of parents that are like really proud of their kids. They put bumper stickers in their cars about how great their kids are. You ever see that? Like, my son's an honors student at Locust Valley High School. Good for you. I got a bumper sticker in my car. My son's a drug dealer at Oyster Bay High School. He made more in a week than your kid's going to make in his lifetime. Don't get me wrong, I'm very proud of my kid. He's a senior at SUNY New Paltz. He's majoring in video games and pornography. Like father, like son. I was watching a film on the internet the other day called College Girl Threesomes. I suddenly realized, I don't think these girls have actually gone to college. What the hell exams could they have passed? The orals, I suppose. My son also has his first girlfriend. She's 19 and she's really pretty, so I started making out with her. I'm kidding, she's 20. I nailed her. I said, son, you're 21, you got 50 years to have sex. I just turned 60, I'm pretty much nearly dead. I am 60, it's terrible being this old. Your arteries harden as you get older, which I don't mind that. I just wish I could pick and choose which one. I'll be honest, I'm at the age now I gotta take Zoloft to get out of bed and Viagra to get back in. I feel pretty good though. I look at myself, you go, I'm not in bad shape for 60. If anything ever happened to my wife, I'm pretty sure I could snag a nice 75-year-old with good Social Security. Just a thought. So I'll tell you about my medical background. I work in a local hospital. I can't tell you where. I will just tell you if you're ever really sick, you should probably stay away from anywhere near the North Shore. Where our motto is, what happens when you're in anesthesia pretty much ends up in Vegas. I'm looking at this crowd. I wish I had this many of you in my waiting room. I used to before the last indictment. You guys may remember there was a doctor who carved his initials in a woman's abdomen. I did that joke, didn't I? Shit. I shouldn't have smoked pot before coming here tonight. I did. I smoked pot and had a cup of coffee, so basically I pretty much had a pot of coffee. I don't know what the hell's going on, but it's moving very fast. I actually sell medical marijuana. They say marijuana kills your brain cells. That's true, but the ones on the left having a goddamn good time. Drugs are out of hand, I'll tell you that. Look at all the professional athletes that do drugs. What happens when they get caught? They're kicked out of sports. So many guys getting kicked out for doing drugs. I think they should form their own drug leagues. Because I'd pay money to see these guys in action, all right? It's the Seattle Steroids versus the Cleveland Crack Addicts. There goes Johnson. He's the 5, he's the 10, and he's just been stabbed in the back. Quarterback goes back, gets a rush, and now he's just staring aimlessly out into space. Or how about a baseball game? Pitcher fires, he's hit the batter in the head, and the batter doesn't really seem to care. He's got a free base, he's lighting up right in the field. Fans come out to the ballpark January 3rd. It's syringe night at the Methadone. Come early, there's a celebrity shootout right before the game. There's drugs you don't even know about. A guy came into my hospital with a drug called black cocaine. I'm going, what the hell is that? So I tried it. Turned out to be gunpowder. I sneezed, I shot 3 people. You're looking at my nose, we're talking double barrel action. Kidding me? I broke my nose once. 175 people signed the cast. It wasn't even an accident, it collapsed under its own weight. Hell, I was on a plane about 2 weeks ago. I took a deep breath, the oxygen mask dropped. Let me know if I'm going too fast for you people. I'm realizing something now. I'm realizing some of you look like you should be in my group therapy. That's what I do. I go to group therapy. You sit in a tiny room with a bunch of other miserably depressed people. The one that's the most bummed out gets to bring everybody else down. We had a girl in a group, she's going, I think men are nothing more than slimy macho pigs. I'm thinking, I wonder if she's free Saturday night. I try shit, man. I try all kinds of shit. I got into subliminal tapes to help, and I'm relaxing. I quit drinking. Unfortunately, now I'm hooked on phonics. I had a migraine the other day. I tried my wife's Midol. Didn't help the headache at all, but I feel a lot better about her cramps. I even tried like antidepressants. Probably the antidepressants very tough to have an orgasm during sex, and God knows I'll move my hand as fast as I possibly know how. Because I joined the Long Island Mood Disorders group. It's very scary. You go in, the first thing they do is they divide you up into the depressives and the bipolars. And then the bipolars immediately split themselves up. That was such a good joke, I'm going to do it again. I don't know what to tell you. I get depressed. You ever get real depressed? Friends come over to cheer you up, they'll say stuff to you like, don't feel bad, you could be him. I'm him. I don't know what the hell to do. I figured I'd get into hobbies. I got into a really weird one. I went out the other day and bought a pet catfish. Some bitch died in a litter box. I like movies. I rented the movie Milk recently. Really liked about 2% of it. The rest pretty much half and half. They actually have a sequel to Slumdog Millionaire. It's the Bernie Madoff story. It's going to be called Scumbag Billionaire. I'll look for things to cheer up. Music cheers me up. There are medical studies that are frightening, though, about loud music. Like, it turns out you go to a Black Sabbath concert, you lose 70% of hearing for a month. Which, just so you know, is the perfect month to go to a Michael Bolton concert. On the other hand, you go to a Celine Dion concert, you lose 98% of your will to live, and that's pretty much permanent. If I hear Titanic again, I wish I'd been on the goddamn ship. So I don't understand certain things of music. Somebody tell me this, why is Karen Carpenter dead and Keith Richards is still out touring? Certain people could have helped each other out. Mama Cass, Karen Carpenter, one ham sandwich could have saved 2 lives. Fuck you, that's funny. Okay, if you're laughing out, I'll see you in the hospital. I'll cut you bastards up. I was just in Mexico finishing my degree once again. I do a lot of surgery, and I'm goddamn good, too, because whenever I do surgery, I use extra anesthesia. I figure this way, even if I screw it up, I'm so stoned, I don't really care what happens. You know, it's like doing surgery, man. There are times along my experience, I'll be in the middle of an operation, I'll look down, I'll just suddenly realize, you know what? I don't think I know what the hell I'm doing on this one. I like to call that exploratory surgery. Other times I'm trying to make an incision, I'll be shaking, you know, because Parkinson's has that effect. I'll end up making a giant X. As soon as I make the first X, I gotta play the whole game of tic-tac-toe. That's why you should know there are legal rules to protect you from bad doctors. This is true, and this is smart, because I'll be honest, otherwise my mother would have been dead about 14 years ago. Kid, I see somebody even looks like her, I'll cut her up. You don't know what she's like. I hate her, man. I freaking hate her. And you know what? I'm starting to hate a daughter, too, for that matter. I wouldn't mind killing the whole goddamn family. You guys seem pretty sick. Maybe I'll pay one of you to finish her off. I don't mean to be bitter, but I have a lot of health problems. I have sleep apnea. I was in a clinic. I stopped breathing for 11 seconds of my sleep. Then my wife finally moved the pillow from over my head. I'm married, so I haven't had sex ever. My wife and I are trying to spark things up. We become cross-dressers, but not the way you think. We switch ethnic backgrounds. Last week she was a Mexican maid, I was a Colombian drug lord. We called it Latin night. 2 weeks ago she was a princess, I was a pauper, nothing happened. She was a Jewish princess. We called it every other night. So I don't know what to tell you. It's tough being married. There's a lot of relationship books out there I don't understand. You ever hear some of these books like Men Are From Mars and Women That Go to Hell? Or I'm okay and I'll be a lot better off when you burn up in a car crash. I'm actually working on a few books. I'm working on a book for bulimic anorexics. It's entitled Swallow It Whole and Keeping It Down. It's doing so well, I'm now working on a marriage manual. It's going to be called How to Keep the Spark Alive When You Wish Your Wife Was Dead. My wife, so the first chapter, I'm now also working on a masturbation manual. It's going to be called How to Give Yourself a Hand When You're Hoping to Get Ahead. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Keep it going for Dr. Harry Freeman. Yeah, I had surgery by him. I was out of work for a fucking year. Still have problems. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about me. I'm a criminal defense investigator. That's right. Anybody knows what that is? People are like, I like my job, man. It's flexible. I get to work day, evening, and night hours. I get to go to nightclubs, back alleyways, city housing projects. I get to pick where I want to be robbed, beaten, and killed. Yeah, how you guys feeling? All right, listen, I'm gonna bring the next act up. This guy I performed with him this summer. We were at Foxwoods Casino. He also performed at the Tropicana in Atlantic City. Let's give a nice warm welcome for John Consoli.
Keep it going for Mel Garlick, ladies and gentlemen. Late night Friday crowd, bane of all comedy. They said that you guys are the toughest crowd to work. Late night drunk Friday crowd. Are you guys late night and drunk? Yeah. Oh, you're nice, good. Just like me too. We're all here. It's great to be here with Mel. Last show I did with Mel was taped for television. Immediately after the show, I got taken to the hospital. I was in the hospital for 6 days afterwards, not because of the show. They really don't know why. No, it wasn't because of the show. I was sick, and here's what I learned in the hospital. I had some kind of fever. It was, I'm feeling better now. Not contagious, sir. You're safe. It's all good. You look very concerned. Lighten up. Have a good time. Comedy show. Here's what I learned about being in the hospital. First of all, I did not go to a hospital on the North Shore. I've been working with Harry too long. I stay away from that shit. That's for sure. But I did learn something. They put me in a semi-private room. Do you know about the semi-private room? You're in one room with somebody else. I learned something I want to share with you about bedpan etiquette. If we are in a hospital room together in a semi-private room, the appropriate time for you to use your bedpan is never. That's wrong, man. If we're in a room together, you use a bedpan, you've turned our room into your bathroom, and I'm stuck in it. That's not right, sir. How dare you? It's wrong, but I'm feeling better now. I was excited about being here on the late night Friday show, dyed my hair for the show. No, that's true. I dyed my hair to Just for Men. Like, they're going to put that shit on the box, right? Or there are women trying to, Just for Men, man, put that down. It's keeping the top dark. When my beard grows in, I look like a fucking panda. Which is not a bad thing in America. Don't we love the panda bear in America, don't we, right? On the cover of the New York Times, we're fascinated with trying to get these pandas to mate in captivity. They can't figure it out. They spend our tax dollars. They light romantic candles. They play Barry White music for the pandas, trying to get them to mate. That's true. They show the pandas porn. They show the pandas pornography, trying to figure out why the pandas won't do it. But I figured it out. I figured it out. The reason the pandas won't do it is because every panda looks exactly like all the other pandas. Now listen, I could drop a couple of pounds and maybe I'm getting a little bit older, but I think I'm a fairly good-looking guy. You put me in a cage with me, I'm not fucking me. I don't care how much Barry White bullshit you pump in. It's not happening. That guy from Duck Dynasty got no beef with Johnny C. I'm okay. You believe that shit? Reality TV, the Duck Dynasty guy, you believe this shit? Reality TV seems to be able to deal with everything except for reality. Right? That's kind of messed up. What are you drinking there, man? What is that in that big glass? Blue Moon. Blue Moon in the front. What's your name, pal? Matt, drinking a Blue Moon. I'm trying to give up the booze. Trying to drop a couple of pounds. Matt, you look like you're in great shape. I got to work at it hard. Been working at it my whole life. I was a fat kid. I was. My name's John Consoli, Matt. You know what my nickname was growing up? Roly-poly Consoli. Oh, thank you, compassionate people. I appreciate it. That's kind of you. That's all right. I got picked on, too, when I was a kid. Every morning it'd be like, "Hey, fat ass, what'd you have for breakfast? A dozen cannolis? Hey, ton of fun. You steal a tray of lasagna out of Mom's refrigerator last night?" I'd be like, "Dad." Dick, that's not right, Matt. Right? You gotta watch the booze too, man. The booze will mess you up. Empty calories, ladies and gentlemen. Take it easy on it. I'm stopping, right? Because I do this for a living. And, you know, we work like 15, 20 minutes a night, sit around all day. It's easy to start drinking early in the day. And I had to cut back. Here's how I knew that I had to cut back. I had a morning, Matt, like this. Maybe you can relate. I'm not sure. I wake up in the morning feeling like crap. Stagger into the bathroom. Turn the light on, look in the mirror. One of my eyebrows is gone. There's a dick drawn on my forehead. And it was in my room by myself all night. Time to stop, right? Health problems too. It tears you up, kills your bladder. My bladder destroyed. I peed 5 times last night. I got up 4 times last night. The last time was rough. Was rough. Liver destroyed. Liver's gone. My liver is so black it talks through the entire movie. Do you know how much balls it took to tell a joke in that room? Do you know, Matt? I was thinking I'm not going to do that one tonight, but luckily Mel's family has seen me before, and they know that I'm a nice person. Ain't that right? Yes. And I love you guys too. It's all good. You guys ready for the holidays? For Christmas? Are you really? Are you really? Thank you, sir, for your honesty. Thank you. Are we ever ready? Are we ever? You know what's tough about it? What's tough for me about the holidays is sitting at that table and looking at my family on Christmas Eve.